Yeah. Oh, amen. You cannot imagine. I make a little noise so it comes over here while I do the intro, and then, hey, what's going on? It's Joe Rock, and very happy to have with me today via Zoom, Damon Johnson. How's it going today, Damon?
Top of the morning to you, Joe.
So you are like the busiest guy in the world right now because you got new music coming out, and tomorrow, is it tomorrow at this point? Yes, tomorrow, as we're recording this, you're doing a special Thin Lizzy tribute show that's going on virtually.
Yeah, man. Um, Thank you. I may not be the busiest guy in the world, but I'm definitely the busiest musician during the pandemic. Uh, I'm Trust me, man. My wife is like, "Why are you doing all this? You cannot go on tour and play any shows, you know." But yeah, Joe, really thrilled about tomorrow, brother. It's a big day. Um, the first single from the new album. Got a new album. It's going to be completed closer to the end of the year. But we're
Mhm.
going to go ahead and put out the first singles, the title track called Battle Lessons. So to kind of mark that occasion, I wanted to try and do something special. So I was thrilled when I reached out to my old friend Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest, who is now my neighbor in Nashville. I said, "Hey man, I know you're not busy. Why don't we would you fancy playing some rock and roll music with me and my band, The Get Ready?" And Joe, he couldn't say yes fast enough. Richie's one of my favorite people, beyond also being one of the finest hard rock and metal guitar players on the planet Earth. He's so fantastic. So we're thrilled, man. We've had a couple of rehearsals, sounding great. You may know this, Joe, but it's the 50th anniversary of Thin Lizzy.
Yep.
Um, so, you know, with me being a tiny little footnote in the story of that band, you know, man, we thought it'd be a lot of fun, and we're having a blast. It's always fun to play those songs anyway, and it's extra cool for me now because I'm going to sing them and play them at the same time. So I've been putting in the work, man. I've been doing some wood shedding.
Now, when it comes to the way you're going to do this show, are you guys going to perform in the same place to no crowd? Okay. All right. I just wanted to,
Exactly.
because, some people doing those, I'm in here, you're there. And
Yeah, you know what, Joe? I'm glad you asked me about that because I want to. Maybe I should have done a better job of saying, because man, I've been doing interviews for the past 3 days, which is awesome. But yeah, we need to stress that point. This is not the put together, you know, four people in four different locations, you know, in their bedroom. I mean, God bless all those folks that do those. There's been some fantastic ones. And listen, man, I love to see people keeping busy, and, you know, it's good for team spirit to do that stuff. This is four guys on a stage, Marshall amps, big drums. We're even bringing in a couple of lights. We're gonna try to make it look as much like a proper concert as possible. Live musicians playing together, and fingers crossed, man, that the audio sounds as great as it does to us. You know, um, it's important to also tell you, Joe, my band and I, my trio, we've done several live streams already through the
Mhm.
summer, and we've had a lot of fun with it, and we've been very pleased with the quality of the video and of the audio. So yeah, man, I appreciate you talking with me about all this morning, because we're very excited. I can't think of another performance that anyone really has been able to pull off like this. Um, you know,
Right.
during the pandemic. And you know, Richie specifically, man, he's really expressed his gratitude, because he's like, man, I'm going crazy. You know,
Everybody
typically
just
this,
wants to play, man.
yeah, man. You know, typically this time of the year, Judas Priest they'd be on the
Yeah.
road all, you know, 6 months out of the year. So I get it, man. So we're thrilled, and it's going to be fun for us. It's going to be fun for the listeners.
Yeah. Now, we're also talking about the new music you have. Um, Tell me a little bit about Battle Lessons. Tell me about the sound of it. You know, because I first know you. You first came on my radar with Brother Kane, and I really
Yeah.
dug that band. So I'm
Thank you,
curious
brother.
where you've taken the sound to for now.
Well, Joe, this album is the heaviest record I've ever made. And when I say heavy, I mean as it relates to tempo, the guitars are thicker. You know, there's bigger energy. I appreciate what you said about Brother Kane. You know, one of the things I'm proudest of about that band is that, you know, our first exposure to the world was our song Got No Shame off of our first record back in 1993. And there's three or four songs actually on my new record that have that kind of energy, that kind of tempo. I can't really say why. I don't have any explanation as to why I was so dead set on kind of going in that direction. It's just the songs I started writing. And it was a big day for me when I reached out to my friend, legendary producer Nick Raskulinecz, who also lives here in town. We've worked together before. I played him some of the demos, and his reaction was over the top. He's like, "Man, these are some of my favorite songs you've ever written. I'd love to help you, you know, get this thing across the finish line." So we started back in February with the recording, and then of course, middle of March, the pandemic changed everything. You know, it shut down all the businesses. We couldn't. Everyone was sheltering in place. I mean, we're totally committed to health and safety at my house, man. So we couldn't get back really in the studio together, Joe, until like 1st of July, end of June, 1st of July. So we've had to kind of record things in groups of 3 songs. So we're about 65% done. We got some more songs that we're getting into next month, and I'm pushing hard to get the whole thing finished, packaged out by the end of the year.
Yeah. So just so we cover, because you mentioned, because before we started the interview, we were chatting a little bit. So you mentioned you're in Nashville. So when you say you reached out to somebody in town, you mean Nashville. So I just wanted to cover that.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I want to talk about some of the other work that you've done, because, I mean, you've co-written songs for Stevie Nicks, Carlos Santana, Steven Tyler, Sammy Hagar. You've got like a long resume, and that's just writing. For playing, you've played with John Waite, Alice Cooper, and then, of course, Thin Lizzy / Black Star Riders. So, you know, you've been a busy guy that is, you know, from writing to playing, now recording. You know, what do you feel is the thing you want to do the most?
The thing I want to do the most, Joe, is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm so proud of my resume. Those experiences have all been amazing and fantastic, and I've learned so much. You know, man, to share the stage with arguably one of the greatest showmen of all time, Alice Cooper, to, you know, to get to be even a tiny part of the legacy of that is Thin Lizzy, you know, literally my biggest influence as a young musician and a young songwriter. There was no one I held in higher regard than Thin Lizzy. Incredible that I would grow up and become a professional musician and get asked to join the band. I mean, it's insane. So, man, after all these years of different things, and look, I love writing with other people, you know, helping people come up with some songs for their thing. I always want to keep doing that. But as far as my main focus, Joe, I'm really channeling everything into just being Damon Johnson. Now I've given my trio a moniker. I meant to mention that earlier. Damon Johnson and the Get Ready. This is actually the debut record, I guess, of the Get Ready. But yeah, man, the music that influenced me in the beginning, that made me want to play music in the first place, it was all hard rock, man. You know, all the stuff that you grew up on: Aerosmith, Van Halen, AC/DC, Zeppelin, Judas Priest, Thin Lizzy. That's the stuff that gets me excited. It's the stuff I listen to, you know, if I'm at the gym, if I'm going for a run, if I'm with my friends. And So now I've surrounded myself with a Jared Pope on the drums, Robbie Harrington on the bass. We're all kind of from similar influences. And you know as well as anybody, Joe, how the music business has changed so much.
And continues to change.
Yeah, man. And especially over the last decade, there's never been a better time for a guy like me, a veteran, 30 years in the business. No better time, man, for me to do exactly what I want. I have a small fan base, but they are very passionate, and they've been so incredibly supportive, you know, of this transition of me. You know, I left Black Star Riders 2 years ago to start, you know, focusing on my own thing. And I love that band and love that experience. And I credit Scott Gorham and Ricky Warwick for really kind of reigniting my songwriting chops and just the desire, you know, to get back behind the microphone and tell my stories and where I'm at, you know, now. And it's just been really fulfilling, brother. And, you know, look, if Paul McCartney calls, he needs a guitar player, I'm going to take that call. But, you know, short of something like that, I am having so much fun. You know, this little cubby hole that I'm talking to you in right now, this is my tiny little office, man. This is where all the magic happens. And, you know, I'm on a pretty regimented schedule. You know, I get up every morning, get the kids off. Well, now I was about to say off to school. I get them on their computer for virtual school. And
That's
I'm
great.
right
The
here.
kids are in front of their computer for virtual school. You're doing virtual interviews in the next room.
Joe, listen, literally right around this petition, my son is a junior in high school. He's in like a debate class right now. It's crazy. This is all crazy. It's been a great decision for me creatively, kind of spiritually, you know. It's been great for my family. You know, I really value having a little more control over my calendar, and obviously that's pre-pandemic. Now, of course, everybody's home as much as they want to be. So,
well, I got to tell you, we're definitely looking forward. We've got Battle Lessons. We're looking forward to the rest of the album, and then of course the Thin Lizzy Tribute show. Now, anybody who wants to watch this, how are they going to find it to be able to watch the stream?
Joe, we have been working. We've done 3 live streams already. My band, with this great platform called Veeps. V is in Victor, EEPS. And the quality of the audio and video is fantastic. The thing that I love the most about Veeps is they give the ticket holder the flexibility to watch the show anytime over a 48-hour period. So it's kind of like when you used to rent videos from Blockbuster, you know. So it's fantastic, man. All people have to do is go to damonjohnson.veeps.com. You can there's a standard ticket. There's some cool bundles there. You can get a signed copy of the CD or the vinyl. When all that's ready to go, we'll send that to you. You know, the show is the stream will officially happen tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. But I reiterate, man, you got all weekend to watch it whenever it works for your schedule.
There you go. Perfect. Well, Damon, listen, I got to say thank you very much for giving us the time to talk to us this morning, and we'll see you on the stream.
Joe, thank you so much, brother. All the best to you, my man. You guys stay healthy and say hello to everybody up there and down in San Antonio, too. That's a rock town right there.
You got it, man. All right, that's perfect. That's all I need.
Joe, you're a pro.
All right, man. Listen, I'm going to pop this up on probably go up tomorrow morning. It'll be like on a dozen different radio station websites. I'll send all the links to Jody, and I'm sure she'll send them on to you.
Joe, I will paste them everywhere, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bye.